Good morning everybody. Today marks 3 months on Titty Skittles and I have a lot to talk about. So just a bit of a warning, I'm going to be brutally honest in all my HRT videos from here on out. If you're one of my regular viewers that's used to all the car videos and shit and you watch these just out of curiosity, you're probably going to hear some things that are pretty confronting or disturbing or whatever. So, you know, brace yourselves for that. The reason being is I want these videos to be a source of information for other people going through this same journey as me. If other transgender people happen to stumble across my videos while researching the effects of HRT and all that, they can at least expect a couple of the things happening to me to happen to them and sort of be ready for it in a way. Okay, so got it? Brutally honest, completely transparent and upfront. Okay, go. My tits are killing me, and nobody told me how much growing boobs was gonna hurt. Like, there's articles and stuff saying you'll get a bit of growth pain and all that, but bitch, this isn't growth pain. If I brush my nipples the wrong way ever so slightly, I can be completely incapacitated with the pain. This shit really hurts. And I'm not even sure how to describe it really, the pain. I guess it's kind of like a really deep, you know, like a really deep bruise that really kills. It's like that, but behind your nipple. And on top of that, my nipples are really sensitive and just brushing them slightly the wrong way hurts a lot. Just putting on a top or a bra can go really wrong. If you're friends with me on Facebook, you've probably noticed in recent photos that, yes, I am in fact getting boobs.
Look at that side boob.
I have A cups. And I just want to point out that it's all me. There is no fillets or padding or anything like that. It's all me. So these are the bras that I wear, and like as you can see, there's nothing in there. They're just like a piece of fabric essentially. I wear bras every day now to stop them bouncing because it hurts. Also, my nipples are actually getting bigger, like bigger diameter. Like, it's really weird. I don't know how to describe that. I mean, I'd show you, but I'm pretty sure YouTube and Facebook and all that would be like, that's a tit, don't do that. No. So I didn't expect this much growth within 3 months, but I'm super happy. Pimples and acne, pretty bad. I think I mentioned this in another video. It's not too bad because I use a face cleanser every day, but like, you know, I get the occasional ones down here and you know, one here. It's just, it's shit. Because I'm essentially putting my body through puberty again. It is what it is, you know, there's nothing I can do about that. Oh, and another one of those confronting things I wanted to talk about is my bladder capacity is sweet fuck all now. I pee like a pregnant woman. It's just unreal. And I've actually had a few occasions where I've like sort of wet myself. And it's super embarrassing, but I feel like it needs to be talked about in case other people have the same issue as me. So far it's happened 5 times. It's only been like a little bit, like a little patch on my knickers and that's it. But I did have one occasion where I actually wet the bed. And that was super embarrassing. I like woke up from it and just like stared at the wet patch while my wife was asleep. And I'm just like, did I seriously just piss the bed? So that's super embarrassing, but I feel like it's something I should mention in case other people on HRT are not braced for it. It might happen. I just have to make sure that I go to the toilet more frequently and I don't get to a point where I'm like near busting, because that's usually when it happens. It's also super annoying that I wake up to pee like 2 or 3 times during the night, and I used to be able to just sleep the whole night and not, you know, not wake up. So that's annoying, but there's nothing I can do about that. So that's another confronting thing out the way. Oh, I've got to talk about my measurements too. Actually, I'll get the book. I'll show you the book. That'll be better. So these are my measurements for this morning on this side, and this was day 0. So the 20th of December in 2020 was when I started taking my pills. As you can see, comparing the two, I've lost a bit of muscle mass. Like what, 2 centimeters on each arm roughly, 2 or 3, which is awesome. My neck has shrunk by 2 centimeters, which is good because I want my neck to slim down a lot. I have a big neck. It's not very ladylike having a big neck. Now my bust, we measure this by going around my chest. So I guess the issue with that is as I'm losing muscle mass on my back, I'm going to get smaller overall, but I'm also getting boobs. So this measurement is kind of redundant, but we do it anyway, I guess. Now the big one that really makes me happy is as I'm losing weight, right, I'm down to 94 as of today, 94.7, sorry. As I'm losing weight, my hips started to lose weight and then shot back up to where they were originally, but my waist has dropped significantly. So like my waist has dropped by 7 centimeters in like diameter, 7 centimeters smaller, but my hips are back up where they were. So I'm getting a smaller waist, which is really nice, and my hips are getting bigger again. So yeah, that's my measurements there. And I'm really happy with today's measurements. It's made me super excited for the future. So I have decided on a name. It took a while to get there, but I have an idea of what I want now. I was originally going to go with Mia, which was my cross-dressing name actually. So that was my name I used when I was in drag, essentially. But I felt like as my transgender name, as my female name, it would just feel like masquerading, like I'm cross-dressing again. So I feel like it didn't really fit, and I felt weird using the name Mia. I did try different variations of that, like Maya or May. The problem with Maya is it's the name of one of the trans women I watched on YouTube a while back, before starting my transition, and I was researching. Her name's Maya, and I found out that her guy name was Marcus, and that's a little bit too coincidental for me. I didn't want to feel like I was copying. So, and then I thought May would be good, but I kind of don't want to be named after a month of the year. So at that point I ditched the idea of M names, because I don't like many names starting with M. And it's not like it's a rule. It's not like when you transition, you have to use a name that starts with the first letter of your name already. Like, you know, I can pick whatever. So coming to the realization I could choose any name I like, I was gonna stick with Rose. I really like Rose. But a gamer I watch called Finster, he started cross-dressing and his name ended up being Rose. So again, I don't want to feel like I'm just cross-dressing or stealing somebody else's name. So after like, I don't know, weeks of thinking, I've finally settled on the name Jade. I really like the name Jade. I kind of think it suits me. I'm not sure why, honestly, but it just felt right. So as soon as I'm passable, I am changing my name to Jade. Until then, I'll still be Marcus. Fuck my life. But it is official. It's going to be Jade. And don't you dare start comparing the name to a fucking rock. Ah, also you may have noticed glasses. Funny story. I wanted glasses just to change up my look a bit. And I'd been hunting around at like Specsavers and stuff just to get window glasses, non-prescription glasses. But Specsavers do a free eye test, and as it turns out, my eyes are kind of shit anyway. So I get my glasses, I guess. My eyes aren't that bad. They're actually only like, I think he said 1.2% shit or something like that. I don't remember exactly. So I don't necessarily need these. I can see just fine without them, but they do make things that slight bit clearer, which is nice. So I don't wear them all day every day, but I usually wear them when I'm out. Speaking of going out, probably the last 2 weeks I've been going out in public in female clothes. Yeah, I don't wear guy clothes anymore really, except for when I'm in the shed working on stuff, because I don't want dirty stuff like this. So yeah, I've been going out in public. Nervous as fuck. It's really, really nerve-wracking. Like, cause like I'm still obviously a dude, but I just want to wear the female clothes. They're just, I feel like I look a bit more presentable in female clothes than I do in just a band t-shirt and jeans like I used to wear. My wife says it's nice because I actually have a style now. whereas before I didn't. Band t-shirts are not a style. So yeah, I do go out in public. It's nerve-wracking as hell. I get a couple stares, but it's mainly just from old people. You know, like people in their 70s or 80s are staring me down like, you a dude or a chick? Yeah, at first it kind of bothered me, but the other day I went and did a shop and people were staring, but I just minded my business, did my grocery shop, and it was fine. You know, it didn't really bother me in the end. My wife goes out in public with me while I'm dressed like this and holds my hand. Like, she doesn't give a fuck about stares or whatever, so why should I? One thing that has changed going out in public though is I get a lot more smiles, and I'm not sure if that's because people are happy to see me being me or if they're having a laugh. But I do get a lot more smiles from people. I live in a town that's like in the hills, so it's a pretty tight-knit community. I'm pretty sure a lot of people know of me because I was a very distinct looking guy. So now to see me out and about like this, it's probably a bit of a shock to some people. But like, some people just smile at me. There's two ladies in the post office that know me really well because I'm always shipping stuff in there. And one day I just went in there to ship something, dressed like a lady. They didn't say anything, they just smiled at me. All very happy to see me, more so than the usual, hey, how you going and all that. So I can't tell if that was they're happy to see me be me sort of thing, or if they're having a laugh. They're probably gossiping about it, but you know. There is one lady at the post office though, she's always a grumpy bitch, and she didn't bat a fucking eye at me, like, at all. She didn't give a shit that I was wearing lady clothes, she was still a bitch. So, at least some people don't change their perspective based on how you look. Oh yeah, the reason I'm out in the shed instead of inside sitting in front of the computer for this update is because I need to talk about my little project I've started. I'm a little bit artistic, a little bit autistic too. So my workbench is a mess because I've been using it the last, I don't know, week making random crap. But yeah, I make stuff out of old engine components and yeah, I don't know. I've always been a pretty artistic person, but never really had an outlet for it. So I've recently started just doing this, and I'm hoping it can take off and I make a little bit of money from this, because stopping noob auto parts, I am struggling for money. So it would be good if I could somehow turn junk scrap metal welded together into a form of income. That would be great. Again, cars are on the back burner. I just haven't had the motivation. In fact, I haven't worked on Lemon in so long that the spiders have started making homes in the engine bay. It's, yeah, it's pretty bad, and I need to just finish this, but I can't find the motivation to do the oil and coolant lines and fit an intercooler and all that shit. My wife and I have been working a lot on her crown actually, just little fiddly bits here and there, fixing things that are broken, replacing things, stuff like that. So I do need to get my ass into gear and actually do a video of the crown. Hopefully that'll be soon. But look, enough about cars. I don't want car stuff to bleed into my HRT updates too much. Like, I want these videos to be more about the journey and where it takes me in life, the changes, like becoming a freelance artist. Life is weird. I think that'll do for this episode. I can't think of anything else to add to this HRT update. I think I've pretty much spoken about everything I have to. So yeah, that's it for this video, folks. Have a lovely day.